Okay. All right. So this is where we left off last week. Okay. We completed all of our adjustment entries. So now we're finally checking mark off step number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10, right? To first start off with create the adjusted trial balance. So step number 7 of the accounting cycle. Okay. So, right, I should have my journal, right? We could stop here, right? We don't need to continue on with the journal, but we need our ledger and we need our financial statement form, okay? So the trial balance. So here again, like I mentioned before, we're going to make a copy so we can make the adjustment trial balance a lot more easier, right? So here's my adjusted trial balance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this again, okay? And I'm going to make a copy of my unadjusted trial balance. Okay, so move and make a copy. I'm going to click here and I'm going to put it right in between my income statement. Okay, so here we go. I have my second copy of this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename it. So, oops, I went too far there. So I have my adjusted trial balance, okay? And I'm going to rename my form. Call it adjusted trial balance for the end of the 30th, okay? So that means we're going to go through every single account and we're going to plug in all of our little balances here. So starting from the very first one, bank account, okay? Did we have any changes to our checking account? Yes, we did. For sure we did. We had to pay a lot of fees. Okay, so what is my account balance?
13,142 and 60 cents. This is the checking.
Yep, 13,142.60. Okay. My petty cash is still 500. My cash in the register is still the same. Okay, so that was the only thing that changed. Okay. I have my accounts receivable. Is it still the same?
1 second, I have the screen on the top. I cannot see the screen. Here we go. This one. Yes.
Yes, it's the same. 15. Yeah, 1531.95. Okay. However, we have a contra account. Okay, we have a credit for 76.60 for allowance for doubtful accounts.
60.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that in here, okay, because this is part of the main account, right? It's part of the main account under the accounts receivable, right? But this time, this is just the allowance for doubtful accounts, okay? Now, what this account does here is, yeah, I'm going to shorten allowance, so there you go. It's a credit, but, okay, so what's the credit amount for?
76.60.
And this time, because it's a contra account, right? That means since my main account is accounts receivable, right? That is exactly what a contra account does. It decreases my accounts receivable, right? So that means my accounts receivable is actually 1455.35 because I subtracted the two numbers. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So there you go. Okay. Business supplies. We had to adjust them, right?
Uh-huh.
So what are we at for here for the
The
medium coffee cups?
medium cup pickup, we have 92.70.
Okay. What about large cups?
216.70.
Okay. The sugar?
Go down 21.60.
21.60 left.
Mm-hmm.
And
179.63.
179.63.
63. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bringing me a grand total of $510.10 in my
Mm-hmm.
business supplies.
The business.
Then office supplies. I no longer have 150. How much do I have?
So we have a 80.
We have 80 left. Okay. Next account is inventory.
Inventory.
Okay, let's see. Our regular coffee,
2082, the same.
2082 is the same. Our supreme coffee,
132.74. Yeah.
and we have something extra in here now. We
Extra
actually
one.
have some
We add mm-hmm. ceramic
ceramic coffee mugs.
creamer.
Okay. So therefore, how much was the ceramic coffee mugs?
386.12.
386.12. So therefore, that adds to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do equal sum. It's going to be my regular coffee, supreme, and coffee
And the
mugs.
coffee mix.
So I have $539.68 worth of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next is furniture.
Sure.
Not okay. So let's see our furniture.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have here?
We have a 6,000. We have the same 6,605.
However, what do we have to do
Depreciation.
now? We have accumulated depreciation.
No?
Okay, so that means you have to list it out under every single one.
Yeah. Account. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's take a look. Okay, so we have accumulated depreciation for the tables, the counter,
Counters.
the desk, and
And the display.
display. Okay, so for furniture. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put a cume deep. Okay, tables. Okay, a cume deep counter. Yeah, I'm just going to list them out. A cume deep for the desk. And then a cume deep for the shelves. Okay, so each one is going to change the value of the total amount of the quantity for the furniture, right? Because in this case, when we have depreciation, right, all of our assets they lose their value over time because they become what's called they're being used, right? So in this case, right, our fair market value, in case when we turn around and decide to sell it to someone else, that's what it's going to reflect. And it's going to reflect the fair market value, or in this case, our book value, right? So this is what the book value actually looks like. And what we're going to do is we're going to calculate our book value. All right. So let's start from the top here. My accumulated depreciation for my table is 78.63. Okay, so 78.63. Okay. My counter is the same, but what's my accumulated depreciation here?
1421.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about my
$7.84.
desk?
Desk.
$7.84. And then last but not least, my accumulated depreciation for my shelves is
$6.87.
$6. Oh
87.
no, I changed something. I just don't know what it is. Inventory.
Hmm?
Okay, let me undo. Okay. So the accumulated depreciation for the shelves is $6.87.
$6.87.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do for the total for my furniture. Okay. Since I have contra accounts, right, they're going to decrease the value of my furniture, right? So if I have tables, right, for 6,000, I'm going to decrease my table by 78.
78.63.
Okay. But I'm going to make sure I add all of my items in here. So in this case, I'm going to add my counter and minus out the depreciation for that. Okay. I'm going to add my desk, but subtract out the depreciation for that. I'm going to add my display shelf, but I'm going to decrease the value by 687.
87.
So now I have a total of $8,926.20. Where opposed to earlier, right? When we looked at it before, it was for 9,000. Where was it? Yeah, for 9,033. 75, right? That was the total of my furniture. Now, with including my depreciation, it's now down to $8,926.20. Okay, so that means you're gonna do every single one of them that has depreciation, or every fixed asset, right? So in this case, we have it for the next one, which is our office equipment. So we got one for the computer.
One for the printer, and one for the register.
Okay, so a cum depreciation computer, a cum depreciation printer, a cum depreciation for the register. Okay, so let's take a look. So my computer, right, is still 1834.84, but what's my accumulated on that one?
61.16.
61.16. Okay, and then my accumulated appreciation for my printer,
$12.63.
$12.63. Okay, and then the register,
$21.65.
$21.65. $21.65. Okay, so therefore that means the value of my office equipment is going to change as well, right? Because we have this, but we have to subtract out the depreciation there. Okay, but we have to add our printer and subtract the depreciation there. We have to add our register while subtracting out the depreciation there. So therefore, I should have $2,767.76 worth of office equipment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good so far.
Yes.
So next category we have, or next account we have, is equipment. So we have the coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the cumulative depreciation for the coffee brewer and the coffee grinder. Okay. So a cum deep brewer and a cum deep grinder. Okay. So the values of our brewers are still the same. However, the accumulated depreciation off of my coffee brewers is
$96.20.
$96.20. $96.20.
No.
Nope, wrong one.
No, you need to go up.
$96.20.
20 cents.
Okay. While my grinder is how much?
69.9 cents.
$69.09. $69.09. Okay. So therefore, I need to change the value of my total equipment, which is going to be this minus your depreciation plus your coffee grinder minus the depreciation. So therefore, now you should have $8,485.57 worth of equipment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next thing we have is vehicles. Okay, so we have accumulated depreciation for the truck. So let me see, truck here. Insert, okay, a cum depreciation truck. Okay. All right, and that is for a total of
$257.67.
$257.67. Okay, so that means my total vehicles is going to be my truck minus my depreciation, which gives me $31,951.23. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Prepaid accounts. Is it still the same?
Yes.
Yes. What about deposits?
Yes.
Yes. Goodwill. We have accumulated amortization for goodwill, right?
Yeah.
Down here. So goodwill, we're going to insert, okay, accumulated amortization for goodwill. Okay, I'm going to make this a different color so you know this is a small account. Okay, so in this case, how much was my accumulated amortization for my goodwill?
1167.
1167. So therefore, my goodwill is no longer 2100. It is now 2088.33. Okay. Last account we have here is miscellaneous suspense, which is account balance is 0. Okay. So that is it for my assets. Okay. So next is going to be liabilities. Okay, liabilities. So of course, 100% my my accounts payable has changed, right? What's my value of my accounts payable?
6,500. 47 and 86.
Okay, let me move this over so I can see it. Okay, so 6,000
47. 547 and
80.
86.
Okay, 654786. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about my Visa payable?
Yep. Actually, the same.
Nope, it's not the
No,
same.
it's not the same. It's zero.
It's
Sorry.
0, right?
Mhm.
It should be here. Let me, there you go. There you go. There you go. Now you can see it. It's 0.
Now we can.
So there you go. That means 0. Okay. We also, let me see. Let's take a look. What about my notes payable?
It's the same.
It's the same. Okay. What about my payroll liability? So here we have 2 more things we have to insert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have salaries and wages payable, and we have commissions payable.
Commission payable.
Okay, so I'm going to insert here. Okay, so I've salaries
Wage payable.
and commissions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how much was my salaries and wages payable?
340, and the other one I cannot see.
Hold on, we'll do one at a time.
The
340.
It's the salary.
Uh-huh.
And 271, 78.
271.78. Okay. Let's just go through all the rest. FITW is still 40.16.
Mm-hmm.
Social Security is still 33.73. Medicare is still $7.89. FICA is 41.62. 32.64 for FUTA, SUTA 16.32. Workers' compensation is still $7.40. Okay, so all of those. So let me add in those salaries and wages expense in here. So equal sum. Okay. Right, I'm gonna get salaries and wages payable, commissions, FITW, Social Security, Medicare, FICA, FUTA, SUTA, and workers' comp. So that means now I have a total of $791.54 worth of payroll liabilities. Okay, before it was 170 something. Now because I inserted $340 for the payable and then the 200 for the commissions to increase it to 700 now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we can skip all that. Next we have here is I think this is utilities payable. We can skip that because nothing happened there. We have unearned revenue. Nothing there. We have sales tax payable. Is that the same?
What did I say? Tax.
Sales tax payable.
246.11. Yep.
246.11. Okay, so that stay the same. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have interest payable.
That's new.
Yep, that's new. So under sales tax payable, right above loans, I'm going to insert interest payable. Okay.
That's
Interest
101 and 34 cents.
101 0134.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to also equal this because it's a main account. Okay. And then let's take a look at my loans, right? My loans. Okay. Did something happen to my
Yes.
truck loan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Decrease.
It decreased. By how much?
28.45 and 14 cents.
28.
445 and
44514.
exactly.
Perfect. Okay. So then that's it for liabilities. Okay. Let's check out equity. Okay. Is my owner's equity still the same?
Yes.
30,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is my owner's withdrawal still the same? Yep, 6,000. Or sorry, 3,000.
3,000.
Okay. So all of that is the same. Let's look at revenues. Let's see. Revenues. Let's go ahead and double confirm here. Sales for the regular coffee is the same. The $13.94. Okay. Supreme coffee.
The same.
$14.36. Okay. Coffee mugs.
The same.
The same 1763.
Yes.
Sales for the medium
The same.
regular is the same. What about large regular? 6506
Mm-hmm.
or 6503.
Mm-hmm.
The sales for the
665. Yeah, the same.
665577. Okay, it's the same. And last but not least, sales for the
Large Supreme Coffee.
is still
The same.
75. Okay, so that means sales did not change. What
Nope.
about sales returns and allowances?
Nope.
Nope, it's still $19.96. Okay. What about my sales discount?
Nope.
Still the same, right? Still at 1,979 cents. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And let's see what else. What about my delivery income?
I'm the same.
It's the same. And then
That's all.
that's it. Okay, so sales or revenues all stayed the same.
The same.
Okay. So then let's talk about the cost of goods sold.
So
Okay.
now we have an account.
Okay, yes, we do, right? We have the cost of goods sold for the ceramic coffee mugs. But let's double confirm that the other ones are the same. So here, do we have still the cost of goods sold for the regular coffee to be $1407.68?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then we have the cost of goods sold for the Supreme coffee is still $1489.51.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes.
So, like you said, we have one additional account in here, right? The cost of goods sold for the ceramic coffee mugs. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the cost of goods sold, ceramic. Okay? For how much?
For 1,183 and 84 cents.
Okay? So since that's going to be part of the cost of goods sold section here, we're going to add all three numbers to now get $4,081.03 worth of cost of goods sold. Okay. Then we have the cost of material. Yes, we have the cost of material. Okay, so that is going to be a main account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means I'm going to be inserting extra stuff in here. So one for the medium cups, for the large cups,
The medium coffee.
the sugar,
Sugar.
and the creamer. Okay? So
Mhm.
let me go ahead and make this blue so we know that this is a main account. Okay? So underneath it's going to be COM medium cups,
Cups.
right? So how much was the cost of materials for my medium cups?
I don't know.
Right here, medium cups. Yeah, there you go.
Medium. Okay, 286.7.
286.70. Okay.
Yes.
Let me fill out the rest of the names. So cost of materials, large
Large cups.
cups, cost of materials for sugar, and cost of materials for creamer. Okay. So how much was the cost of materials for the large cups?
The large one we have 351 and 63.
Okay. How much was the sugar?
43.20.
43.20. And how much was the
359.26.
359.26?
26.
So therefore equals sum. We're gonna get the medium cups, large, sugar, and creamer. Okay, give me, never mind. Equals sum. Large, medium, sugar, and creamer to give me a total of $1,040.79. Okay. And that is it for cost of goods sold section. So last but not least, we finally have our expenses. So let's go down one at a time, okay? Let's start with advertising expense.
The same, no?
It's the same, still 185, okay? What about, I have bank fees now, so I have to insert that in here. So, gonna come over here, insert bank fees. Okay? For how much?
For 369.64.
36964. Okay? 36964, okay? Do we have business expenses?
Yes, we do.
Yes, it changed, right? What is it now?
1,282 and 78 cents.
So 1282.78. Okay. Do we have freight expense?
Nope.
Nope. We got rid of it because we converted our our inventory from periodic inventory, right? We had to convert it. So what about insurance expense?
The same.
The same. What about labor expense? So do we still have the subcontractor for $18.90?
Yes.
Same. And the temporary work labor for
$252.
$252. So labor is still the same. Okay. Do we still have our license and permit expense for $375?
Yes.
Loss on disposal of asset for $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go. We have office supplies expense for $70. So office supplies expense is going to be right before payroll. Okay. This is a main account for office supplies expense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case,
$70.
it is for $70. Okay. What about our payroll expenses, salaries and wages expense?
880, 84. 884.
884. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about my commissions expense?
Commission 411 and 96.
411.96. Okay. And my payroll taxes is still 97 because we haven't done for the second
Mhm.
round yet. Okay, so there you go. So that's updated to now to 1393.94.
Mhm.
Okay. Next is going to be purchase expense.
The same.
Let's look at it again.
Oh, is it? No, nothing.
There's nothing there because we converted it, right? So it's 0. What about my purchase returns and allowances?
20 is 0.
It's also 0. The $20 and something cents is zeroed out. Okay. And then let's see. Did we have any purchase discounts? No. What about rent expense?
The same.
It's the same. Okay. Did we have any travel expenses, utility expenses?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Last 3 we have to do is depreciation, bad debt, and amortization. So let's start with the first one. Bad debt expense. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and insert 3 more here. Okay, so first one is bad.
Bad debt.
Okay, for how much?
For 76.60.
For 76.60. Okay, what about my depreciation expense?
625.95.
For how much?
625.95.
625.95. Okay, and then last but not least, how much is my amortization expense?
11.67.
$11.67.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at our totals. Okay, so I ran my formula. Remember that if this is my formula, that my total debits on my main account minus my total credits for my main account would equal 0, which means we match on both ends. I also want to double confirm that the debits on all my accounts minus the credits on all my accounts is 0. So they're both 0, and let's look. 99,381.97 for my main accounts and 100,096.19 for my actual all accounts. So in this case, we panned out even, no discrepancies here, and we are completed with the adjusted trial balance. Okay, so there's many ways you can view this, right? You can hide all the if you can hide the row, the column C and column E, so then you can just run your report as just the main accounts. Okay, so you can only show blue numbers. Okay, but in this case, this is the easiest way to be able to go from all accounts to main accounts. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So I'm going to stop here.